Now in the kit, it's got some perspex here to use as a windshield, and you just attach it via double-sided tape that you have to supply. It doesn't come with it, so I didn't really like that idea. On the outside it looks alright, but on the inside it looks fairly, you know, untidy. So I went ahead and I printed myself this interior like frame here. Just got it off the printer. Once I glue it together like that, it'll cover up all that untidy double-sided tape, and I think it kind of looks a bit better, a bit chunky in there. So maybe that's something, maybe they can revise that. Maybe they can put something in here to hide the double-sided tape or whatever you use to glue it down. Now there you go, it's just 3D printed internal, 2.5mm thick, and just follows the internal diameter there. Just looks much better, finishes it off. And just bear in mind that this aluminium is very thin, or very easily bent, so that's alright. It's going to be banged up anyway, but I think it looks much better. Now it's ready to be put on the actual body. So step 10 is assembling the headlights here, and these are all aluminium parts, very nicely machined, and you also have this lens here that covers it and goes inside. It's very easy to put together. Just going to drop this in there, and you just thread this together like that, and that's all it is. And once that's done, you attach it to the actual body of the car. So that's how it looks on the car, and just threads in the back there. That's pretty simple installation. Put it in the hole, push it in, it's a nice snug fit. Everything should snap in nicely, and there we go. And at the back here, you just get this other piece, and if this is a little bit tight, you can just carve it out with a knife or a file and just thread that on, just like that. Super easy, and they're really nice quality parts as well. Just want to line these up. If you're a bit pedantic like myself, get everything all symmetrical and ready to go. But I'll fix that later on, but that's it. Now part of step 10 is attaching the window frame to the actual body of the car. Super easy, just 2 screws. Just goes like this onto the frame, just like that, nothing to it. So as you can see, we have the front window attached to the main body of the car, and also the front lights. So that is step 10. Now there are 2 parts to step 11. You have to attach the actual motor to the chassis and the servo as well. Now this part is a little bit tricky to do on camera, and what it is, you've got these engine mounts here, attaches to the side of the engine housing here, or the side of the gearbox, just like that. And I've left one a little bit loose so you can see. It just goes through there, very easy. I'll just put one in there to steady it, but obviously I'm going to put this, I think there's a 16mm screws, put a bit of Loctite on there and send it home. So there we go. Engine is firmly in place, attached to the chassis there. Those 2 blocks doing a great job. Very sturdy, as you can see. It's getting ready for the transmission tunnel there underneath the car. Looks very cool, kind of realistic, kind of prototypical, I guess. That's it. Engine is attached. So the steering servo has this great bracket here, very sturdy, and it just sits into the top here, just like that. Nothing to it. You know, not that exciting to see a steering servo installed, but that's it. Everything lines up nicely, and it's just held down with 4 10mm M3 screws. And just as easy as that, step 11 is done. We have the servo mounted there using 4 10mm screws, capped off with a nylon nut, and it also has a washer underneath there. So it's very secure. It's a nice strong servo mount as well. Sweet. And I've also made sure that that is centered. Okay, now step 12. Actually going to be assembling the transfer case onto the lower skid plate here, as you can see, and that simply just attaches just like this. Very nice. This is very heavy as well, and you would have seen this before in the unboxing. Very nicely machined and put together, and it simply uses 4 screws at the bottom here. Make sure you use Loctite on those, and it's also going to be attaching all the universal joints and drive shafts and stuff like that. Very simple to do. And always when using these small little screws here, little kind of grub screws that go through the drive shaft, You always want to make sure you use Loctite. So I'll put these all together, button it all up, and I'll show you how it looks. And there we go, everything is locked and loaded. Looks very nice all together. You might notice here that I have 2 Phillips head screws. It's because I lost the other ones. I'm not too sure where they went, so I'm sure I'll find them around the place, but at least I had 2 I can use in the meantime. Everything looks good, ready to be installed underneath the chassis. Now that very easily gets attached using 4 screws and also gets attached to the actual motor itself. Now as you can see, it's very easily installed. Obviously got to connect the main drive shaft to the motor, and this just sits in there in between the chassis like that. So what I'll do, it's a bit hard to do it on camera, I'll do it off camera and I'll show how it looks. Okay, there is step 3 all completed. As you can see, the bottom plate is held onto the chassis, 2 screws on either side, Loctite them in, and you also attach the main drive shaft to the actual motor and to the transfer case. So looking very nice so far. Everything is going in really easily and no issues at all. Just that I've misplaced these 2 screws, but I'm sure I'll find them later on when everything is finished. Always the way it goes. Looking good. Now step 14 involves installing the front axle, this whole unit to the actual chassis. It's going to start looking like a rock crawler real soon. So obviously all these links need to get attached to the chassis, and obviously the front suspension gets attached to the suspension points here. Bit tricky on camera, like always. I'll put it all together and I'll show you how it looks. There is the front axle installed to the chassis. Still have to hook up the steering servo, but I will do that later. As you can see there, everything is looking how it should. Very nice, tolerances are good, and yeah, so far so good. Everything gets together very nicely. Now step 15 is exactly the same as step 14, except it's just the rear axle. So same procedure there, except just doesn't have a steering mechanism obviously, but I'll put that all in and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, and just like that guys, step 15 and 16 are completed and the front and rear axles are installed. Very easy installation, nothing too hard about it at all. Still need to hook up the steering servo, but I'll do that later. But give you a closer look for all who are interested. As you can see there, everything goes together really well. No issues at all, everything lines up very nicely. So next step 16 and 17, I'll leave that to the next video. Any questions, like always, please ask and I'll answer them as soon as I can. But Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.